If you've been holding out for AirPods Pro 3 to drop this year, I've got some news for you, and unfortunately it's not the kind you're gonna love. A new report from analyst Jeff Poo claims Apple has delayed the launch of AirPods Pro 3 until 2026. Yep, that's right, next year's September event, the one expected to feature the iPhone 18 and the Apple Watch Series 12, is now apparently when these new AirPods are set to arrive. But is that really the case? Because here's the twist, this directly contradicts what we've been hearing from other credible sources. Mark Gurman, who's arguably the most accurate Apple leaker on the planet, says AirPods Pro 3 are set to launch in the next few months, and Steve Moser, a man who goes through Apple code for a living, found direct references to AirPods Pro 3 buried inside iOS 26 beta. So what's going on? Who's right? Are we getting new AirPods this year or not? Personally, I'm betting that Jeff Poo is wrong. Why? Because Apple has a pretty clear upgrade cycle when it comes to their AirPods. Specifically when it comes to AirPods Pro, we saw the first generation pair launch in 2019, then the second generation pair launched in 2022, so it makes complete sense for AirPods Pro 3 to launch in 2025, 3 years later. And similar to how AirPods Pro 2 launched alongside the iPhone 14s, I would expect AirPods Pro 3 to launch alongside the iPhone 17s this September. We shall see who ends up being right about the release date later this year, but let's now break down exactly what we can expect with AirPods Pro 3 when they finally release, whether that's in a few months or a year from now. First off, the design. There's been some buzz about a refreshed look, but no solid leaks showing what that actually means. Could it be a full redesign? Maybe, but if we go by history, Apple doesn't tend to give us drastic design changes with their AirPods models. Remember the AirPods Pro 2 rumor cycle? People were convinced Apple would go stemless, but that did not happen, and honestly I doubt it ever will. Why? Because the stem is actually functional. It's not just a design choice, it's the most practical way to control your media. With stemless earbuds, you end up poking your ear just to pause music, not a great user experience. The stem gives you the solid pinch control, and it keeps the AirPods distinct from the rest of the market. And in fact, Apple just added the ability to use AirPods as a shutter remote using the stem, so clearly Apple's not getting rid of the stems anytime soon. Maybe the sensors could get smaller, that happened with AirPods Pro 2, and I wouldn't be surprised if Apple shrinks them again to create an even more minimal aesthetic. But don't expect any radical changes to the buds themselves. Where we could see bigger changes is the charging case. Based on the changes we saw with AirPods 4, we could see a slimmer case with a concealed LED indicator and a new capacitive button on the front. I also still wish AirPods came in different colors, and I know I'm not alone on this. We're 6 generations into the AirPods family if you count both the regular and Pro models, and it's still only available in one color, which is white. And at this point I've stopped getting my hopes up because Apple's made the white color part of the AirPods brand identity, and I guess I understand why, because it does help them stand out, but it's boring. Even a black or midnight option would be great, or imagine a space black Pro model to match your MacBook or iPhone. One can dream. And don't get me started on the finish. The glossy plastic case scratches if you so much as breathe on it. A matte or frosted finish would age so much better, but again, Apple's had years to make this change, and yet they haven't. Maybe it's intentional. A more scratch-prone case means it starts to look worn out faster, and a worn out product makes you more likely to upgrade sooner. So yeah, Tim Cook is out here playing 4D chess. And hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, click that like button, and if you want to stay up to date regarding all things Apple, leaks, rumors, honest takes, subscribe. It's free and you'll always be up to date. Now let's talk internal specs, because this is where things get really exciting. With each new Pro model, Apple's introduced a new chipset, the H1 in the first Gen Pro, the H2 in the second, and now you've guessed it, the H3 is coming to the AirPods Pro 3. Shocking, I know. But while the name isn't thrilling, what the chip can actually offer is, the H3 is expected to bring faster processing and better power efficiency, and yes, that matters a lot, because a faster chipset means better noise cancellation, smoother transitions between modes, more accurate spatial audio, and possibly even support for new features like live translation or real-time fitness tracking, which I'll get to. Let's start with noise cancellation. AirPods Pro 2 already set a high bar, but Apple's competition isn't slowing down. Sony, Bose, even Google's Pixel Buds, they're all catching up, so if Apple wants to stay ahead of the competition, they need the H3 to push ANC to the next level. Another great thing about the H3 is that this new chipset could also bring better battery life. AirPods are known for degrading quickly because the batteries inside are minuscule, so if Apple can stretch the endurance even a little, that's a big win for long-term usage. Now let's get into what might be the most interesting addition, health features. Yes, Apple's planning to turn your earbuds into tiny health monitors. According to multiple reports, AirPods Pro 3 will include in-ear heart rate tracking. This isn't just speculation either. Apple already introduced this feature in the AirPods Pro 2, so we know they've got the tech ready. It's just a matter of bringing it to the AirPods. And yes, I'm aware, if you already have an Apple Watch, this might seem redundant, but not everyone wears a watch. Some just want earbuds, and for those folks, this feature could be incredibly useful, especially for workouts. That said, there is one caveat. On the AirPods Pro 2, you can't stream music and transmit heart rate data to gym equipment at the same time. So yeah, if you want your vitals tracked, you have to work out in silence. Not ideal. Hopefully Apple can fix this before launching AirPods Pro 3, because lifting weights without music, that's just criminal. But Apple's not stopping there, they're also exploring ear-based temperature sensing, though this hasn't been confirmed to come to AirPods Pro 2. This would be a cool addition though, because measuring temperature through your ear canal is faster and more accurate than doing it on your wrist, which is what the Apple Watch does. If they manage to bring it to AirPods Pro 3, it would instantly level up the health tracking capabilities of your earbuds, and you never know, if you're unwell you might want to record your temperature, and so it's pretty cool your AirPods can now do that. Even if it's not ready at launch, Apple could roll it out later via a software update. They've done this before. Remember the hearing aid features that came to AirPods Pro 2 via software update? They could do the same here, though after the whole Apple intelligence debacle, Apple may be worried about promising things with future software updates, so we shall see what happens. And that brings us to another futuristic feature that's reportedly in the works: on-device live translation. Imagine this, you're traveling abroad, having a conversation with someone who doesn't speak your language, and your AirPods instantly translate the conversation for you in real time. That would be amazing. Now Google already offers something similar to this with their Pixel Buds, but the problem, it's slow. There's a noticeable delay which kind of ruins the flow of the interaction, but if Apple can nail this and deliver a real-time experience, that could be a game changer for travelers, students, or anyone working in a multilingual environment. However, I will say it is a shame Apple Translate still doesn't support a ton of widely spoken languages. As someone who speaks Tamil, it's frustrating that's not even an option yet. Over 18 million people speak that, Apple, so yes, please do fix that. Last thing, pricing. AirPods Pro 2 launched at $249, which matched the first gen, and if Apple sticks with that price, it would be amazing. But with inflation, rising component costs, and the addition of new sensors, a price increase wouldn't shock me. I could see it going up to $279, maybe even $299, especially if Apple does flex those new health features in the marketing. Apple might be able to get away with a higher price. That said, Apple's pricing strategy has been unpredictable lately. We've seen some fantastic deals, like the A16 iPad staying at $349, but also some head scratches like the $599 iPhone 16e, so predicting where AirPods Pro 3 will land is anyone's guess. At the end of the day though, if the features deliver, for example better ANC, longer battery life, real health tracking, and smarter audio tech, then a small price increase could be worth it. And that's everything we know about AirPods Pro 3 right now. Whether they launch this year or early next, there's a lot to be excited about. Now I do want to hear from you guys though. Which feature are you most excited about? Are you planning to upgrade? Or are you sticking with your current pair? Let me know in the comments. And if you've made it this far, I do appreciate it. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.